Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the lesson today is about conditional again. But before we do the lesson, which is a C plus imperfect, if it wasn't raining, for example, if it wasn't raining, you could go swimming, right? And then if uh, we were lawyer, we would have more money, things like that. If I were you, I would do my homework. That's the kind of lessons we're gonna do today. Once again, it was if plus imperfect tense, then conditional. If plus imperfect tense condition. That's the lesson. But before we actually cover the lesson, let's go ahead and review, go over the answers to the homework from yesterday. So, conditional again. Remember, to in order to form the conditional, one of the major things you need to understand is that you take the infinitive form of the verb, right? And then you just add to that infinitive the ending of the imperfect tense. Okay, the endings of the imperfect tense. Now, it will be very easy if it was just that way. Unfortunately, in French, we have a lot of irregular verbs, and we went over the list 2 days ago. Okay, so now whenever you are given these exercises to do, always kind of ask yourself whether these are regular verbs or irregular verbs. Okay, if it's regular verbs, you just do what I just told you. If it's irregular, you got to find that irregular stem first. So, number one, tu blank at qui est ta soirée. Okay, who would you invite to your party? Okay, so this one, tu inviterais. Exactly. So I'm just going to copy the answer that Kimberly gave me and paste it here, right? Tu inviterais qui à ta soirée? Who would you invite to your to your to your party? Tu inviterais qui à ta soirée? Tu inviterais qui à ta soirée? Okay. Now, number two, vous nous vous nous attendriez, right? Vous nous attendriez, like this, attendriez. Entre, you drop the E and you put the IEZ. Vous nous attendriez où? Where would you wait for us? Numéro 3. Numéro 3, number 3 here is an irregular verb, hence irregular stem. Elle, okay, the stem for venir is viendre, like this, right? And then you just add your endings. Elle viendrait me voir, or she comes see me. All right. Nous vous. Now, voir here is a irregular stem, right? So it's V-E-R-R. Okay. Vous nous verriez. Okay. Voir, vous nous verriez. Okay. Now, number five. Number five. Uh, il trouvait l'adresse. Savoir is irregular, right? So the stem is S-A-U-R. Okay. Il saurait trouver l'adresse. He will know how to find the address, right? So, numéro 6, il. Être is irregular stem, right? So, and then it will be S-E-R, and then il serait heureux de nous voir. He will be, they will be happy to see us. Okay. Now, number seven, Kimberly gave me the answer again. I will just take that. Thank you, Kimberly. Vous recevriez, right? Vous recevriez. That one, recevoir is R ici. Vous recevriez son correspondant américain. All right. Feel free to pop the answers on the chat room so I can just copy it. All right. Adriana and Fabiola and everybody in there. Okay. Because it's a review, we're practicing. Very good. All right. Elle aurait. Good. I pick it up from there again. Elle aurait le temps. Very good. Elle aurait le temps. Okay. Right there. Elle aurait le temps. She will have a time. And then the last one, nous pour. Very good. Niliana, thank you. Nous pourrions vous aider. We will be able to help you. Nous pourrions vous aider. Oops. Very good. Nous pourrions vous aider. Right there. Good job. All right. So these are irregular. Some of them are irregular stems, and other ones are regular stems. Okay. I hope you kind of understanding the difference between regular stem and irregular stem. Okay, let's go for the next activity. Okay, let's go for the next activity right here. It says faites des suggestions complétées avec le conditionnel du verbe entre parenthèses. Faites des suggestions complétées avec le conditionnel du verbe entre parenthèses. All right, so here we go. Tu aimerais, you will right there. Okay, tu aimerais, tu aimerais beaucoup ce film. You will like this movie a lot. Okay, number two, vous maigririez. Yep, vous maigririez. You will lose weight if you eat more vegetables and less desserts. Okay, very good. So this one here, maigrir. This one here is a regular, yeah, a regular verb. Now, whoa, you guys getting way ahead now. We're on number three. Okay, remember I'm copying what you give me. You give me on the in the chat. Okay, if you go too fast, I'm like fall behind. Okay, elle pourrait. Here we go. Elle pourrait travailler. She could work even more. Okay. Elle pourrait travailler davantage. Elle pourrait. And then the next one, vous, here we go, vous auriez, very good. Vous auriez intérêt à lui répondre. You better answer to him. Or you better answer him. You better. It's like a threat, right? You have like, you better answer. Okay. Now, that one, here we go. Il faudrait. Il faudrait. This one has like more, like most of them are irregular stem. Irregular stems, right? Il faudrait faire plus attention. More careful. Okay, you'll be more careful. Okay. Nous, very good. Nous serions moins stressés dans cette situation. Nous serions. Nous serions. Nous serions moins stressés cette situation. Okay, and then the next one, tu ferais, very good. Tu ferais mieux d'appeler. Very good, guys. I was doing really good. I was doing a good job on this thing. Okay. Tu ferais mieux d'appeler, and then comme ça, elle. Ah, what about that one? Elle verrait. Very good. Elle verrait. Elle verrait. Comme ça, elle verrait le résultat. So she will see the result. And then the last one. Okay. Elle ne devrait. Very good. Good job. Okay. You guys getting this stuff, right? So if you log this in, uh, the next lesson, right? The next tense we're going to talk about would be future tense. And then remember for future tense, we're using the same stamp for irregular one. So it's actually one and two. It works for two different tenses. And that would be cool if we actually remember it for them. All right. So that's the practice and then the answers to your homework. All right. So today we're gonna start with the date. On va commencer avec la date. Aujourd'hui c'est mardi. Mardi. Le 2 mars. Right? Le 2 mars 2021. Mardi le 2 mars 2021. Mardi le 2 mars 2021. Euh, Fais un peu plus grand. Ok, je vais faire plus grand. Voilà. Ok. Et le titre, c'est le conditionnel si plus présent. Right? Okay. This is kind of like a review of obviously. So c'est the conditional in sentence with si. Okay. The title is the conditional in sentences with si. Si. If, right? If I were president, if I were president, I would build homes for the homeless and working poor. Okay. If I were, so if plus imperfect tense, if I were, I would do something. If I were, then I would do something. So if I were imperfect tense, then the conditional. So, like we say before, uh, we use conditional along with C, okay, and the imperfect tense. And the imperfect tense to tell what would happen if, okay, to tell what will happen if something else happened. Happened. Okay. I'm really emphasizing on happened that you understand that is in the past. Right? Or you could also say if some conditions, if some condition, condition. contrary to the to reality were met. Okay? Because you notice that every time you say if I were you, if I were president, that's not the case, right? That's what you say if. Okay. So if a condition contrary to my situation right now was met, this is what will happen. Would have happened. Like, you know. All right. So this is my title here. Conditional with C. Let's bold it and red with emphasis on the C. Emphasis goes on the C. Now, what is the formula here? The formula is straightforward and is just C plus imperfect, then conditional. Okay. So basically, you'll be like C, okay, plus imperfect tense. Let's put tense, right? And then conditional, right? Then conditional, all right? C, imperfect, then conditional. Let's do some example and then we're done with this short lesson. See, where I use like one of the uh, if I were president, I would build big buildings. If I were president, I will lower the minimum wage. Okay, so we usually talk about raising the minimum wage. Yeah. Oh, if I were president, I will raise the minimum wage. All right. Uh, if it wasn't raining, you could go swimming, for example. Okay. Oh, remember, you don't have to start with the if all the time. You could also say if we were what lawyers, we would have more money, something like that too, right? Or you could say you could go swimming if it wasn't raining, for example. Okay. So let's do some example here, real quick here. So this one here is what this the whole thing is about, right? This is kind of like the formula. Like now, s'il faisait chaud, s'il faisait chaud, comma, right? S'il faisait chaud, comma, on jouerait au tennis. Yeah. S'il faisait chaud, on jouerait au tennis. S'il neigeait, s'il neigeait, on vous skierait. Skieriez. Skieriez, for example. Okay. Skieriez. Si nous étions avocats, comma, right? Si nous étions avocats, si nous étions avocats, nous aurions. Étions has an accent, obviously, on the E, right? Si nous. Okay, I'm just tap the code. Alt 130. Oops. Alt 130. Si nous étions avocats, nous aurions plus d'argent. You always talk about money, right? Now, remember also that the it's very important that you understand that the clause, okay, the clause with C, right? That clause with C. You notice how I started with C. The clause with C and the imperfect can either, I want to make sure you understand that, can either begin, 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 or end the sentence. All right. Now, just remember that when it comes first, it is marked with a comma. That's how you know the first clause is a comma there. See, when it begins the sentence, you notice how I have the comma every time. Okay, notice how I have the comma every time it actually begin the sentence. Okay. However, when it doesn't begin the sentence, you don't have to put the comma, right? So let's take a I will take this example here. This example that I'm selecting here. I'm just going to change the clause, right? I'm going to make it come at the end of sentence. So, you see here, s'il neigeait, comment vous skierez. Okay, s'il neigeait, vous skierez. Okay, now I can actually just take that one here and put it after, right? You see here, I put it after. Now we have a period at the end. Now here, you don't have to put the comma. Vous skierez s'il neigeait. I hope you see that difference. Okay. Vous skierez s'il neigeait. You would ski if it was snowing. Okay. You would ski if it was snowing. That's all you need to know about this lesson, C plus imperfect tense. Okay. Uh, Let me do a couple of examples real quick here. Okay. So on this example here, let's do some examples, like a couple more examples real quick. And then obviously the vous is capitalized, right? The vous, the V is capitalized here. I'm going to do like practice right here. Dites comment la vie des personnes suivantes serait différente s'ils faisaient les changements indiqués. Okay. Dites comment la vie des personnes suivantes serait différente si elles faisaient les choses indiquées. So tell how would the life would be if they were doing what is indicated here, the activities. So for example, the first one here, I may put for example here, je suis fatigué. So je suis fatigué. I'm tired. All right. Now, when you say je suis fatigué, it could be a male or a female. And then what if you would you would have oh fatigué here, fatigué with accent. Now what if here you would actually sleep? Sleep. Sleep. I was gonna put to sleep. Dormir. Okay. how would this person life, how different will this person life be if this person who's actually sleep, you know, the person is tired, je suis fatigué. In parentheses, the suggestion is dormir, right? The suggestion is dormir here. The suggestion here is, what if the person were to sleep? What will happen to that person? The person still be tired or not? Okay. So basically, you're gonna say si tu dormais, okay, comma, okay, si tu dormais, comma, tu ne serais, tu ne serais pas fatigué. Okay? Si tu dormais, tu ne serais pas fatigué. Si tu dormais, tu ne serais pas fatigué. Si tu dormais, tu ne serais pas fatigué. Obviously, I still have to make sure I put this E parenthesis. Okay? Si tu dormais, tu ne serais pas fatigué. Another one. I'm going to do one more. Okay? Let's say tu n'es pas en forme, you know, in shape. Tu n'es pas en forme. In good shape, right? But now, what happened if faire du sport? Faire du sport, right? Right here. It's like you're not in good shape, in parentheses. What happened if you actually exercised? You know? So, si tu faisais du sport, comma, right? Tu serais en forme. Again, you notice that you don't have to, the C does not have to, the C clause does not have to start the sentence. It can end the sentence as well. Okay, so basically, I could also say, uh, tu serais, tu serais en forme si tu faisais du sport, right? Si tu faisais du sport. Remember, it can start or end the sentence, that C clause. And that's our lesson. That's our lesson for today. Thank you for watching.